Hi everybody, how are you doing? Today we've got the weekly champions tourney. Good first round at PGA National, and we've got Oakmont, and it's going to be on 14-speed greens. So yeah, Oakmont on 13s is tough. Oakmont on 14s is going to be fun. So let's see what we can do. I'll try and talk you through this. I've got an empty house and a little bit of time, so I can hopefully talk you through this nicely. So look, on this one, you can't be, here is totally hosed. Short is a really bendy putt. Over here is good, over here is okay. You can land it here and it'll roll down in the hole. That would obviously be the perfect scenario, but I don't want to aim too far right just in case it gets stuck up there. We are going to deduct 10 for the elevation, 5 for the wind here, 120 this is going to play. But if I hit a pitching wedge, it's probably not going to do that. It's not going to get quite as much wind. I have to hit it close to being flat. I'm going to hit it there. That should be about right. Hope it has enough grip on it. This may roll a little bit past, but we said that was the place to be. Pulled it a bit. That's a good miss. A little bit left. That's a good miss here. Bit long, a little bit left. So on this one, look, a lot of you are going to leave this putt short. I know you do. You're going to end up, it dribbles off over here. The reason for that is because you're actually going up a lot more hill than you think. You look at this, you see some 14 greens, you hit it about sort of 3.5, 4 on the meter, and it doesn't make it. So you've got to take, the way I would look at this is it's 5.2 plus the 0.8, plus I'm going to hit this hard. 1 for WGT line about the elevation, and I'm going to hit it, if I miss I'm going to go 2.5 feet past, 9.5. Multiply that by 8 over, and going up a hill like this, it doesn't play like a 14, it's going to play more like a 12, so times 8 over 12. What that means is I'm going to have to hit this a little bit more than 6. I think at that pace, it's going to play like a 12 speed. It's okay to go about there. Yeah, I'm going to hit this a little bit more than 6. You watch, it didn't clatter in the back of the hole or anything, right? That went at a nice pace. Would have gone a couple of feet past if we'd missed. We've got this pin. This pin is going to be it's going to be fun on 14, isn't it? What do you do with this? Because we don't get a chance to practice 14 greens, you're going to see me experimenting a little bit here and kind of going by feel. I hope that's useful. Right, so the trick here, the problem with this one is it's going to want to roll all the way down here if we get any sort of spin on it at all. Anything that sets off here, it's going to roll all the way down there. We don't want to do that. We are lucky in that we've got a nice wind. The wind is going to help the ball to stay up, but it's not particularly strong wind, right? It's maybe only going to move this a couple of yards tops. We may be able to hold this if we just get it rolling back down the hill. 47 plus, it's probably only going to play 2 of elevation with the lob wedge. 49. Play a little bit of top on this one as well, just to sort of hold it there. I don't want it spinning. 49. The reason I'm not playing the punch is the punch would come in too low, and it's just an unpredictable bounce. It's going to bounce forward, or it would If I put any backspin on, then I risk ripping all the way back down the green. So I'm going to play this 49 yards. It's got a little bit of top on it, so probably about there. We didn't get any help. You know, stop rolling. That's not a bad shot. It's close to unplayable on 14s, this one. It's a 12.1 plus 7 plus 1 for the WGT error, elevation error. And then we want to go 2 foot past if we miss as well, right? So 22.1 multiplied by 8 over... That's a steep slope, right? 11. That's going to play like an 11 speed. When I'm making those speed adjustments, I know there's a lot of judgment involved. You know, you're just going to have to get used to that. The main message is that you're going to have to hit it a bit harder. You can't play as a 14 speed. You're going to have to give it a bit extra oomph. I'm a little bit worried this is going to miss right. It's going to want to move left to right at the start. Is it going to come back enough? I think it is. Believe it or not, this tells me I have to hit this 16. That is scary. On a 14, but there we go. Don't move. Ah, damn you. It was a good putt. Good putt. It didn't move as much as I thought at the start, and it did at the end. This needs a little bit of care and attention. There'll be bogeys on that one. People will get the wrong side. They'll leave themselves a nasty four-footer or something like that, and race 40 foot past. I know because I've done it. Okay, 5 for elevation and a couple for the wind. Offset with, that's going to go, would be about 5 of wind, I think, from there. Just less than a full backspin. 8 iron. That felt nice. Oh. Almost got that shot back there. Now, pray for a good wind. We need a good wind here. Please, please, please. That's not a great wind. It's not a terrible wind, but I don't think we're going to be able to reach, and that's all I really care about. Really want to be able to get there in 2 and make an eagle chance, and I'm going to have to sort of scrabble one up there. You're going close to these bunkers if you do that. Basically trying to land it here and top spin it up the green. There's downslope here. You can see 6 feet here, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're going slightly downhill. You can get a good bounce from this and sort of run it into the middle of the green, leave yourself an outside chance of an eagle, which is what I'm going to try and do. I really want the eagle here. That is 241. That should not go too far left. I'll try and hit it about there. That's probably the optimal place. And just hope that this makes it. And I've pushed it a bit. Get left, get left, get left, get left. Whew. A bit worried that was going to catch the rough or even the bunkers there. Not bad. We sort of did what we intended, apart from the block. we do on this one? I mean, look, everything says it's going to go a little bit right to left, where all those balls are sort of accumulating in the middle there. So it looks like it's downhill and then a little bit back up again, yeah. So it's going to be losing pace when it gets to this bit at the end where it's just likely to dive. I think it's just right there. Is that enough? It's going up the hill at that point. There's nothing in it until about halfway. Hair more. 17.1 minus 1.5 times 8 over 14 is about 9. We're going to hit it about 10 and a bit. Slight off ding, which is perfect. Got it. That was a big hole for us, that one. Not easy with the wind we got. Really made up a shot there. So this one, you just don't really want to reach the rubbish. If you reach, I mean, there's some 20-25 if you just roll off. If we'd gone an extra couple of yards, that would have been okay. You don't want to get in that 40-50. It makes life really difficult to get close. So yeah, a couple of tailwind and a couple of crosswind here. Now this one is going to want to get away from us. You can see the slope going violently right to left. So we're going to play an extra little bit to the right to allow for it coming round. And I'm going to put a little tad of backspin on, which I don't usually do, just to hold it. So we want to be going 91 less a little bit for the elevation, about 90. We've got a little bit of spin, so we'll have to hit it a bit harder. Around about there. No beats, that could be really bad. That could be really bad, and it leaves an awkward putt. A little bit more spin, maybe we'd have got that coming right back down towards the flag. Back right is a nice place to sort of spin towards the hole. So dead weight would be 3.25, but we're going around in a circle a bit. Is that sufficient? I think that's perfect on a 14. I think that's perfect. It might be too much, you know. Okay, we'll hit that about 4.5. A little bit more. Good hole to get off. At least it's not the front pin. The front pin's horrible. 13 times 201 over about 170 off that tee. 15. So it's going to play about maybe 9 or 10 of headwind, 9 of headwind, and 10 or so of crosswind. Maybe a little more. A miss long and right is good here. It'll spin back towards the hole. Let's just 195 plus 9 is 204. I don't want to hit this full backspin because it'll just spin violently and uncontrollably. So we take a few yards off this, about 98%. Say long and right is good. That should hopefully be slightly long and right. Back you come. Oh, it's not moved. It's not moved. It's stuck. That is going to be a diabolical putt. Oh, I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. But I better believe it because that's what it's done. Oh my goodness. Right. This is a slippery little thing. And this one plays faster than a 14. This is going to be rapid. Then you got to decide whether you want to be ballsy and sort of risk going 5-6 feet past for a greater chance of holding it and being able to hit it a bit straighter, or whether you want to whether you're worried about a round ruining putt. I'm not really worried about a round ruining putt, but I mean, I definitely don't want to give this a crazy amount of power. Phew. Not a great wind. Makes it a long hole, this one. Okay, so we don't need a calculator for that. It's 11 yards of wind and it's straight in our face. So it's going to play 189. This goes 196. Long and left is good here. 189 over 196 is 96 and a bit percent. We'll give it a little bit extra. We said long and left is better. You'll see why. Because there's a ridge that spins it all the way back to the hole. Here we go. Come back. It's done it again. 14 speed greens. I didn't really fly that far enough, if I'm honest, but I thought it would have come in more than that on a 14. Maybe with a 5 or a 6 iron rather than a 4. 4's just stopped dead twice on us. So another slippery, nasty one. Yeah, so you can see it. The good news is that this seems to be doing consistent things from all angles. So 5 times 8 over 14 would be a little bit past the hole because it's going to play more like a 16 or something. Yeah. Around about there. Just trundle it down. About there. Whew. In the side door. Good putt though. Oh, that's a shame. We can't reach. Very unfair hole, this one, when you get that. 10 times 299 over... I don't know why I'm doing any math on this one. We just can't reach. We're going to have to hope for good putt. And the easiest place to make a putt from is sort of short and on the right half of the green. It's not quite so bendy from there. You don't want to be too close to the edge, the right edge, otherwise that's bendy the other way. I mean, I think this is going to play about 294 plus somewhere in the region of about 15, 16. 309. I mean, we could get there if we get a bit lucky with the driver and it just sort of jumps a bit, which is what we're going to hope for. Oh my goodness, it's gone, it's made it. It went, I know I off-dinged that a little bit, more than I would have liked, but it went dead straight. Went dead straight. Damn. No, it was a difficult hole, this. We just got to get off here with a par now and take our medicine. It's a bit of a par 4 this today. What I'm looking for here is the green slopes. You can see it slopes slightly away from me. I'm just trying to get a feel for whether a pitch will just run away like crazy, and I think it will. So I'm going to play a flop, which should sort of hold a bit more against the slope. Stop there. Don't go too far past. It's one thing making sure you get over the fringe and over the 40-50, but you don't want to be rolling sort of 6 feet past. So 4.1, the 0.8 we can ignore. That's the equivalent of WGT's elevation error. Going to add 2.5. Happy to go 2.5 feet past if I miss. 6.6 times 8 over 14, because it's exactly flat, is 3.77. That's how hard I would hit this, which is about there. Missing that to the right there. That was dangerous. Almost missed it. That was a shame, but at least we didn't compound the error and make a bogey. Right, this is a menace. This is an absolute menace. You cannot be long, or I mean anywhere sort of from here onwards is totally screwed. I mean, I'd far rather be in here. You just can't get that put anywhere near. So we are going to take a little bit off this. The danger as well is it's coming in low. It's coming in real low, which means it just kind of wants to get past the hole. It doesn't want to spin up and finish short in the way that you would like. 181 plus, I mean, that would be 8. I'm going to take a big chunk off this. Yeah, I'm going to take a big chunk off this. About there. No great surprise not to get the heartbeat. We're not even really aiming for the hole. We're aiming for somewhere that we have a chance to hold the putt. It would have been nice to get a little bit closer, but this on a 14 speed is a good place to be. 13.3 plus. Well, I mean, if I go past it, it'll just roll back down to the hole. So 6.6 is 19.9 times 8 over 12 and a half. 12.736. seems to be breaking more on the view from here, and I think that is the elevation. Yeah, I'm going to go there. I just feel that that is appropriate. Yeah, good bird. We navigated that without taking any risk of the doom of going past the hole. We've all been there, right? And I mean, on a 14-speed green, you're going to be putting. If you get past that hole, you're going sort of 15 feet past. Okay, 135 times 11 divided by 180 is 8.25. It's about a 70% wind. 5 or 6 for the wind, 4 or 5 for the elevation. Roughly means it is going to be about 136. And again, slightly long is better than short. I mean, this green slope's kind of violently that way. You don't want to be. You don't want to be getting caught. Caught short on this one. So 136-ish. Prefer to be a little bit long. So we give it a little extra, just to be sure. Oh, I might have missed that right. It's okay. It's okay. It's we gave it a bit too much extra, but again, that's a good miss. We've missed it in a sensible place. 12 plus 4 is 16 times 8 over 13 is 9.84. It's about 10. We want to hit it. How's that feel? I think feels pretty nice. Is that just a bit too much, or is that spot on? I think the speed it's going, I think that is probably more appropriate. And you can see it's gone. It's just gone the 2 feet past, which is sort of what we were wanting. I was right the first time. Even with the off ding there, it wasn't enough to hold it. Damn. Is it worth going? Yeah, we can get there comfortably today. So we will. Oh, that might be 40-50. Don't be 40-50. Shoot. That is bad. That is really bad. I promised myself I would never leave myself there again. This is a really awkward distance in this front pin. Back pin's okay. Wind's helping us a bit. It's 2 for that. I mean, can I get over the bunker with this? I think I can, but just not by much. It's got to just get over and then grip, which it's unlikely to do. It's going to get a big kick. Yeah, it's got a big kick. Oh, where's that going? That was actually unfortunate. That was probably a foot or so from being perfect. It just needed to just climb over the bunker and release up the green. So this to recover the stupid shot from the tee. 13.5 plus 4, so we're happy to go 2 foot past. Times 8 over about 13. 10.76. Somewhat like that. How's that look? I'm a little worried it's going to want to move at the start. Yeah, it is. It's going to want to move on me at the start, and that never ends well. So we'll aim a little bit further out. 10.76 is roughly there. No, it's gone. Oh no, it hasn't. Wow. I thought it was taking a dive, and then it sort of straightened up. Good. We were unlucky and then lucky again. Net result was good. So, a dangerous hole, this one. I don't believe short. I mean, we need a massive bounce here. We need an absolutely enormous bounce. Go. No. Yeah, you need to land sort of 20, 30 yards further down and catch those ridges and kick forward. From here, this is just dangerous if you try and do anything clever. So we're not going to mess with that. We are just going to put it down the fairway into position. That's all we're after. Just sensibly down there. And leave ourselves a nice distance. This is actually quite holeable. This is a shot that we should be looking to hole. It's going to want to spin left to right. It's going to want to run away from us a little bit as well, so it's worth having a tick of spin on it just to sort of hold it. 45 minus 1 for the elevation, a little bit for the wind. I'm going to try and hit it 44, which is around about there. Nah. Fraction too hard. I mean, a yard short of that has a good chance. But again, we've left it. It's a good miss to be passed. The diabolical place would have been to the side or short. 6.1 plus this one, we're going to give it a good whack, plus 5. 11.1 times 8 over around about 12. 7.5. It should break right to left. Good birdie today, just get off there. That hole is a potential menace. And this one's going to be fun as well. We're having a lot of these 4-irons today. 5 for elevation. It's probably about 12 or 13 for the wind. So that's going to play something in the region of 210. Two shots we can play. We can play a full backspin 3-iron into the wind with this has a violent slope on it. Again, it slopes kind of this way. I mean, the thought of this landing with full backspin into the wind fills me with a little bit of horror. Or we could alternatively just play a slightly less spinny 4-iron, which is the shot that I'm going to play. I mean, that'd be about right there. Let's go. Hopefully this will feed in sort of long right and just spin towards the hole. Oh, I did push it a little bit more than I intended to, but that is, again, that is a feisty little putt. That is a very feisty little putt. The good news is it's almost directly above the hole. You can see it wanting to, where does it want to start moving? Sort of runs down that grid line, and then it dives off there, sort of a grid and a half before the hole. You can see it here. How's that feel? Doesn't feel too bad, does it? I think that is okay. And again, this one's just a feel one. You've got to... Are you willing to risk a potentially round-ruining putt? Are you confident enough to give this a bit of a bang? I think it's wise not to be that confident on this one. I think you just got to... I'd be happy to go sort of 4 or 5 feet past if we miss, but not 10. Which means that we hit it around about there. Slight off ding, that's perfect. In she goes. No real risk taken on that one. And we emerge unscathed. That's a terrible shot. Needs to be a bit lucky to hold the fairway, and it's gone in the 40-50 as well. It took a bounce over the top of it. 30-40, okay. You see, I didn't play a lot of spin on that one. The reason for that is that if I do it a terrible shot like that, it often takes a bounce in the short rough, and it stops it from going into the really, really deep stuff, which means I'll end up in this 20-25 just where my feet are there. And from there, that's actually a really nice place to be. It takes a little bit of the spin off it. It's really quite an easy shot, and the one that you can hold quite a lot. It's just sort of easier to get it rolling in that last sort of foot or so before the hole. But anyway, we're in the 30-40, so we don't have that benefit. We are going to have to play a little bit of finesse here. A little bit of spin. I don't really need a lot. I want the ball to have a chance of catching the hole on its way past. The wind's not going to do anything to that distance-wise, is it? We're going to have to add a few for coming in out of the rough, though. No baits, that's worrying. It just didn't quite crawl over the top of that hill. I maybe put a fraction too much spin on that. Damn. I was sort of a yard short there, just trundling down the hole. Big putt, this one. Dead weight would be about 3.5. We're not going to play a dead weight. We want to give it sufficient to avoid diving away, which is about there. Perfect. Got a big bounce. I'll take that. And that makes this approach a wee bit easier. That is, what's that going to be? That's maybe Maybe 4 of tailwind. 4 of tailwind. Yeah, maybe. About 4 of tailwind and about another 4 of elevation. 8. 156. And sometimes this one just plays a bit short, so I'm going to take a little bit more off it still. There we go. Crosswind. It's probably about 10. There we go. Oh. We'll take that for obvious reasons. Don't want to run out of balls. Finish with a starter ball would be bad. Not sure where we'd lose a ball here, but you never know. You never know. That's an awkward wind. That is a really awkward wind. It's going to play around about maybe 8. 8 of into the wind, and maybe about 5 of crosswind is my guess. So 2, 3, 1 less a couple for the elevation 2, 2, 9, which is gonna be around about there. What do we say? 5 for the cross, about there. Get close, get close, get close. Phew. It's another bendy green. You don't really want to have a nasty curly one here. Right, give me a nice wind. A direct right to left crosswind would be nice. That is a diabolical wind. That is a terrible wind. We've had shocking winds on the par 5s so far. And on the beagleable par 4, damn. So we need to be a little bit careful not to get stuck in the rough here. That's a good shot. We've got close enough to leave ourselves an outside chance of the eagle with the wedge. Not in the rough. We're on the short stuff. Thankfully it didn't make the fringe. For some reason I find the fringe sort of does weird stuff. Right to left, break, right to left wind. Want to get it rolling at the hole, so it's got a chance to drop in. Yeah, that's going to be close. That is going to be close. Let's just check the distance. 15, 13, it's exactly 14, isn't it? I knew I'd given that a hair too much, but I definitely didn't want to finish just short. I wanted it to at least have a chance to catch the hole on its way past. Yeah, half chance gone. We were unlucky with the wind there. That just didn't really leave us any chance to get home. And we just have to accept a birdie. We didn't do anything daft. We didn't give the birdie away. And a difficult one to finish. Try and get off here with a bird. Right, strategy time. You've got to be short and right here. Long is just terrible. I mean, you can get a big bounce, so you can get really unlucky and get a big bounce. But we've got to try and give ourselves the maximum chance of being in the slot here. That's a little too far right, which is good. Combination of elevation and a bit of breeze, probably 7 or 8. 194, 195. We take a hair off this. I've pulled that, so it could be straight at the flag. Yeah, I was trying to be, as you can see, I was trying to be sort of that distance short and a little to the right, but this is a nice putt. It's still a nice putt. Any further left, it becomes a bit chaotic. 9.5 plus 2.2 plus 3.5. Combination of the sort of 1 for WGT's elevation error and 2.5 for the distance I'd like to be going past the hole when it catches the hole. 15.2 times 8 divided by, and in this case that's about 12. Sort of a 3 elevation out of 9 feels like about a 12. I like this view because it just gives me the sort of the shape of the green and what the ball's doing. What I would expect to see is that it just moves left to right at the end. And then this one, I think we are seeing some of the elevation in this one as well. I don't think it does what this is telling me. I think that is a big porky pie. When you look at that, I'm pretty sure it is. That's just nonsense, isn't it? It doesn't break. It doesn't break that much. A little bit sure, but not that much. So we wanted to hit this 10 and a fraction. Oh, get lost, you lying dots. Lying dots. That is irritating. That's irritating. That's a bit of a sickening way to finish. What have we shot there? 15 under par, 55 on Oakmont on 14s is definitely respectable. I'm annoyed about that. I thought that was a good putt, and it just lied to us. What else did we get? 17, we didn't really have a chance there. That was, we had an outside chance of the pitch. We did as well as we could. I can't be upset with that. 10 went a little bit long and then we missed a putt, didn't we? That was disappointing. 11, we made a really good job of getting up and down. We made a good scramble there after a dodgy decision to go for the second fairway. 8 was a difficult hole. I think we just had to accept a par there. We're always going to have to make a good putt on that one with that wind. And the only one we therefore really messed up, I think, was the second, which on a 14 speed is difficult. Again, we hit a good putt right, it just didn't go in. And we got the bonus eagle on number 4. It wasn't really an eagle hole with that wind, but we made one anyway. We got a good putt. We sort of scampered one up the green. So I mean, I think that is it's about as good as the course was going to give us today. I'm really pleased with how we managed that. We didn't give anything away. A couple of things didn't go our way. A little bit of luck. We can probably shoot 51, 52 there, but I think that one's acceptable. What's the meter stats like? Misdinged a little bit to the right. Not a surprise on the iPad. 21 putts. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. How tight did we hit it? 2.76. That's not particularly tight. That's not great. Well, it probably counts the par 5 where we knocked on the green, not particularly anywhere near. Probably brings the average up. Anyway, yeah, I hope that is useful, and thanks for watching. Let's